What's good, y'all? It's your boy Just Cryptic here, back with another video. Today we got something to talk about. So Cardi B, for those of you guys who know who Cardi B is, if you don't know who Cardi B is, you're living under a rock. But Cardi B has allegedly came out saying that she robbed and drugged men to get to the place that she's been at. I don't know, you know what I'm saying, from a personal standpoint, I don't 100% know, but we're gonna be reacting to this video together. And keep in mind, this is allegedly. If I say allegedly, I will not get, you know, any repercussions for this video. So allegedly, Cardi B has came out on a live saying that she robbed and drugged men to get to where she's at. She did a lot of bad things, and there's a lot of stuff going on with this situation. So I figured, you know what I'm saying, I could give my input on it. You guys love to hear my input on tea and you know, drama and stuff like that. So I figured I'd react to it for a video today. If you are new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Also leave a like. We coming up on 700K, and let's go ahead and get into it. So I have the video right here, and let's see what Cardi is talking about. Okay, why is she yelling at me first? Sorry, I had to. So I didn't mean to do that. She just came at me yelling. Let me just try and, you know, calm down and listen. So, okay, here's the thing. We all know Cardi B was a stripper before she got to her fame and point like that. As far as I know, I was totally aware of it. If you guys didn't know, Cardi B was a stripper. She's very proud of it. She says it all the time. But this is new news. Now, when somebody, a public figure of this, you know, altitude, I don't even think that's the specific word to be using there, but a public figure of this level comes out and says something of this sort where it has to do with something illegal or something wrong that's, you know, morally wrong to be doing, it's a big deal. Now, I know a lot of people are probably going to be like, well, who cares? You know what I'm saying? Rappers talk about doing blah, blah, blah to chicks or killing or, you know, shooting and stuff like that. But it's the same thing. Like, some of the rappers who talk about this stuff, they are like, they don't ever get actually to a court case for these type of things unless there's evidence on it, unless there is, you know, things and witnesses and stuff like that. It's the same thing going on with the YNW Melly case, the stuff that he's struggling with right now. There were witnesses, there is evidence, there is other things that are going on with this situation to prove that it actually happened. Now, as far as I know, and as far as I've seen so far in this video, there's no evidence that says Cardi B actually did it besides her saying it herself. I don't know why she would want to put that out into the world and tell the world that she did things like this. I don't think it's a very smart move for her career. But then again, you do have to look at it from both sides to it. One side is she's going to get a lot of hate for this. Hate creates a lot of attention. Attention creates a lot of, you know what I'm saying, popularity, especially if you're planning something. Like, say she was to come out with this, she's saying all the stuff that she did to get to a certain point and then drops an album or drops a single or something like that. Of course it's gonna do well because all the attention is focused on her because of all the crazy things she's saying. Now, if she wasn't to be dropping anything, she wasn't trying to promote anything, and she just says this out of nowhere for no reason, that's questionable. It just is questionable because there's no reason you would want to put yourself in a bad spotlight. Obviously, if you feel like you need to tell the truth to the world, that's one thing, but like, you know how many people are gonna be responding to stuff like this, so why even put that out there? I don't know. Let me just keep watching before I give a full input though.
To me, my nigga, nothing. So for a bitch to motherfucking say that I don't deserve shit, that's when I know that they fucking bugging, because they do not fucking know the shit that I have to do. So niggas could.
My question is, she sounds like she's crying, so she might be in a very emotional state while she was on this live, which is, you know, something I never personally, you know what I'm saying, I'm not to her level by any means, but I do have a following. I do have, you know, thousands of people who watch, you know, Snapchat, YouTube, all my social media. I do have tens of thousands of people who watch this stuff, so I would never publicly go on my social media and put out my feelings like that because I feel like that's just not what you want to put out. That's not the kind of person I am. I don't personally put out my life like that to you guys just because everyone struggles with things, but no one wants to sit there and listen to somebody, you know, cry about things because that's only going to bring other people down. So I feel like maybe she should have just focused her energy into talking with somebody she knows personally rather than going on Instagram Live and talking about it, which is also bringing me back to the other point, which might be wanting attention. Because if you're doing this publicly on social media, you know you're going to get attention. You absolutely know you're getting attention. So it's just kind of like one of those things that's back and forth. I'm not sure which one, you know, it is at the moment.
Take me out because nobody wanted to help me. Nobody wanted to fucking help me, my nigga. No.
What's up, y'all? It's Papa Long Legs. How y'all feel about?
Look at this dude's face. Why his face look like that? Why his lips look that? Before I actually do talk about what I feel, there was a message Cardi B put out, and it was right here. This is the entire message. I'm going to read it out, and I'm going to stop at certain points. That way you guys can understand what's going on. But this is what Cardi B said in response to this entire situation. She said, "So I'm seeing on social media that a live I did 3 years ago has popped back up. A live where I talked about things I had to do in my past, right or wrong, that I felt needed to do and make a living." So that is something I wasn't aware of. I thought this was something new. I thought she just did this on live. But apparently, as it says right there, this was a live from 3 years ago. People find things, because a lot of people screen record, whether you are famous or not. Some people are just those type of people where they're just gonna want drama and stuff like that, so they'll bring stuff up from your past. So that's good to know that this was from 3 years ago, which means that Cardi B wasn't focusing on trying to drop something knowing you can't know if 3 years ago you're gonna be in the position you are now, you know what I mean? So that's good to know. She also said, "A live where I talked about things I had to do in my past, right or wrong, that I felt like needed to make a living. I never claimed to be perfect or come from a perfect world with a perfect past. I always speak my truth and I always own my own stuff. I'm a part of a hip-hop culture where you can talk about where you come from and talk about the wrong things you had to do to get to where you are. There are rappers that glorify murder, violence, drugs, and robbing, crimes they feel they had to do to survive. I never glorified the things I brought up in that I live. I never even put those things in my music because I'm not proud of it and feel a responsibility to not glorify it." That's what I was talking about earlier. Rappers do talk about shooting, they talk about drugs, they talk about murdering, they talk about, you know, hitting girls all the time and stuff like that. And, you know, it's just part of the hip-hop culture. I'm not going to say that that's okay in any aspect because, one, it's never okay, you know, to hit females. It's never okay. I don't think you should glorify doing drugs, doing, you know, illegal things. You know, I don't think that's something people should justify because that's just leading people down to a more negative path in their lives. But I understand where she's coming from on this point. And this video isn't to drag Cardi B. This is just me giving my opinion about the entire situation. So if you guys are going to leave any hate comments and stuff like that, just know I'm not here to hate on Cardi B. I think Cardi B has an amazing personality. She's a funny character and she's an entertainer. Like, you can't knock that. Everyone has wrong things they do. Everyone is human at the end of the day. Now, she also goes on to say, "I made the choices that I did at the time because I have very limited options. I was blessed to have been able to rise from that, but so many women have not. Whether or not they were poor choices at the time, I did what I had to do to survive. The men I spoke about in my life were men that I dated and that I was involved with, men that were conscious, willing, and aware. I have a past that I can't change. We all do." My question is, if these men are conscious and willing and aware, how can you be willing and aware while drugging someone? You know what I'm saying? Like, how can you be consciously there if you're drugged? If somebody were to drug you, the person can't say you're conscious because you're no longer there. Mentally and physically, you're not there. If you've been drugged, you're not there. That's just how drugs work. You can still be partially there, but you're not in the same mindset that you were when you were sober. I don't think it's right in any capacity to drug somebody, to use somebody to get to a certain extent. But at the end of the day, we're all human. You know what I'm saying? People make mistakes, people do certain things, and the fact that this was 3 years old from now just shows that, you know what I'm saying, this is something from her past. And it's the same thing with like an R. Kelly case where he has a lot of stuff from his past that's got brought up and that he's been charged with or he's dealing with currently because of his past. There's a phrase that goes around called "the dark will always come to the light," and that's just something to say that whatever you do in your past eventually is gonna come out. That's just how life works. Honestly, I think it is wrong for Cardi B to have drugged people, to have done these sort of things to get to the point where she's at, but that kind of goes with selling your soul. When you do these type of things and you know, do certain things to get to the point you want to be, that's part of selling your soul. Regardless of what anyone says, when you're willing to do wrong things to get to the point you want to be at, to get to a certain level, that's selling your soul. So, you know what I'm saying, in one aspect it's wrong wrong. It's, you know what I'm saying, it's 100% wrong. You should never drug somebody, never do foul things like this to get to the point you want to be. But in the other aspect, this is really old. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like it should be something that judges her character now. So it's kind of hand in hand here. You guys let me know what you guys think about this down in the comment section below. I thought I would give my spiel about it. I don't know if this is going on my main channel or my second channel, but regardless, let me know what you guys think about it. I hope you guys did enjoy the video, and that's gonna be it for this video. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you guys in my next video very soon. It's been your boy Just Cryptic here. Peace out, baby.